Well, hello, and welcome back. And what is up with the video? I promise I did test this. Hold on. Oh, that's up there. Sorry about that. Uh, it should be here right now. Why is the video not showing right now? Uh, yeah, it should be connected. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, sorry, folks. Just one second here while I figure out this little bit of technical difficulty. I'm going to. I've got a positive webcam feed in the app that actually opens the webcam. So, what's going on here? Camera not connected. Okay, connected. Oh, there we go. I guess it just needed to be quit and reopened. All right, cool. So here we are. Well, hello, and welcome back. I'm A.J. O'Neill. This is a special edition of Beyond Code Live where I'm going to try to figure out how to use the Dash cryptocurrency to accept payments on a website. And this is, I think this marks my first sponsored video. So basically, I know somebody in the Dash community, and he is interested in seeing what it takes for someone who's relatively well versed in code to figure out how to accept Dash payments, because the goal with Dash is to be a cryptocurrency that's easy to use. I think that their goal is not that it's something that you dump money in to invest, but something that brings utility and perhaps, from my point of view, has more impact on the world, has more real functional impact. And so, before that, not dual sponsoring today. So our not sponsor is definitely not our sponsor today, but let's go ahead and open focus, my friends. Pop a top. And by the way, for those of you joining in, I'd love to know who you are, where you're from, what brings you in to the channel tonight. And then hopefully if I get stuck, my aforementioned buddy will drop some hints. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm actually going to go to Figma here. I'm going to draw out what I'm thinking from what I know about digital currencies. Let's see. Let me just log in. I don't know why I'm logged out. I guess I haven't logged into Figma since I set up this computer a couple weeks ago. Okay, so we're going to go to new design file? Is that? Yeah, all right, cool. Let's see if I can go here. So I'm just going to draw some boxes, just some rectangles, because it makes me feel better, So typically, there's two parties involved in a cryptocurrency transaction. Well, technically three, but or a billion, however you want to look at it. But basically, oops, no, that's not what I want to do. You've got the person that's sending the money and receiving money. So ideally, cryptocurrency would operate, if you forget about blockchains and all that, the ideal cryptocurrency would operate like cash, where it's peer to peer, and you just transfer from one person to another. And then you've got, but in reality, they're not really peer to peer. Let's see. They are there. There's this blockchain thing. So these are going to represent, I guess. Let's make this. This is going to be a website. It's going to be a rectangular square, and this is going to be a phone, and this is going to be the nebulous blockchain. Maybe I'm going to draw that with an ellipse here. Okay. All right, and whatever. Can I get a stroke on that? Yeah, let's put a stroke on that. A stroke on this one. This is, there we go. So I'm going to give it a quasi database symbol. All right. So we want somebody that's on a phone to be able to pay some website. And so that website, typically the way I've seen it is they have a QR code. So I don't know if there's a different way to do this in Dash. I've heard something about usernames. I don't know if that was ever implemented or not, but a QR code basically contains the public key. Let's put a stroke on that. There we go. We can put this in front. So this website's going to have a QR code on it. And then this phone is going to have a scanner on it. And then we're going to be able to scan the QR code on a website or something, or enter or paste in an address. And there's going to be some public keys. I'm sorry, this drawing I'm doing probably isn't really that helpful. Yes, sassy. Indeed, you learned how to draw a rectangle. Yes, that's the primary purpose of the video. Excellent. Okay, so anyway, I'm sorry. This is helpful for me because I just like to think in squares, because whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna have some sort of public key thing that's going on. I guess potentially in both places. So I'm gonna label this as seller's public key is going to be represented. For how to send money to them is going to be represented. And then potentially there's the buyer's public key. Oops. And this is what we got going on. And somehow, and there's going to be a signature. So I think what's going to happen here is the buyer, their device has to sign money. So buyer's device signs money. And then it gets sent off to the blockchain, and then it's not so much that the seller receives money as it is that the seller verifies money, because the seller, the signature goes off to the blockchain, the buyer pays some sort of fee to go onto a blockchain, and the seller is going to be checking a blockchain, and then they're going to be getting, when they see that their public key has been issued more money, then they're going to say, okay, the transaction's complete. So seller is going to verify new money at address. So this is basically what I'm kind of thinking is going on here, just to kind of get a mental model of it that we're going to be dealing with, kind of these three parties. So we want to put a website. Our website, I don't think it has to have, well, it has to have a server to do verification checks. So if we're going to ship an item, we need to verify money has been sent. But it's not going to necessarily need a server in order for money to be sent. So if you just wanted to put up a page for donations in the general cryptocurrency space, you don't need a server for that. You put up a public key, and you don't need to check verifications. Donations come in if they come in, right? All right, so Ryan's the Dash buddy. Yeah, he's asked me to do my thing my way. Not going to be helping out much, if at all. Okay. All right. So now with that kind of as the thought process of how I think this is going to go, I'm going to go ahead and look for it, because I'm expecting, because Dash is all about making everyday purchases, right, with digital cash. And notice that there's not a big blockchain or decentralized, or this is about making payments easy digitally. And that's what I really like about this in particular. So I'm looking for something about how do I accept pay? Get paid. Dash gives you the freedom to make money. Okay. Get Dash. Okay, so I can buy Dash online. Use your Dash. Yep. Dash Pay wallet. Let's see. Do we have anything on use Dash in your business? Okay, so this is where I'm going to go. By the way, I'm going to bring this up too. So most of the companies, they use payments. And if you look for Dash payments, it takes you two places, dash.org and dashplatform.com. And Dash has another website that's like their incubator website. It is not Dash Platform. So that's not the one to go to. But okay, so I clicked on the business. Take control of your payments and access a new generation of customers. Instant and cheap, fastest payments, almost for free. So Dash is proof of stake rather than proof of work, which means that you don't burn more trees than the values of the dollars when you use it, which is good. Turnkey or in-house. Quick, simple setup. Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Startup to enterprise. I'm startup-y. So for me, I want to be able to accept Dash payments for Telebit is one of them. So, and also Bliss, but Telebit is my real project that I want people to be able to pay with Dash. So I'm in the small business space. Wow. Oh wow, I did not know this. Settlement. Wow. So 1 second, 1 second. I guess that makes sense because it's proof of stake, and it Dash is an organization. So, or I don't know if it's a DAO. Is it a DAO? But there is a governance model of which people who have stake in Dash have some ability to make things happen in a great direction. So yeah, super fast speeds. Cool. So the verification process is essentially instant. That's really awesome. I did not realize that. And I can attest that PayPal takes longer than 5 seconds. We've done that on stream. And yeah, PayPal cost, settlement. I guess settlement means, what does settlement mean? To the point where it's irreversible. So this is where it's verifiable, and this is where it's irreversible. Or where it gets dispersed. What does settlement mean? Is that disbursement? Okay, cool. Check out partners. So I just want to check out partners just to see what that's about. KYC, know your customer. I don't know what AML stands for. Transaction rules are identical to Bitcoin, and therefore regulatory and compliance purpose Dash can and should be treated identically to Bitcoin. Okay. Checking comments here. Okay, got a bunch of comments. Let me check those in just a second. I need another drink of focus. Grow your business with Dash. Yep, marketing stuff, where to buy Dash, where to use Dash. But wait, how to use Dash? That's what I want to know. How. I was expecting that when I went here to business, that it would take me to something that gives me an integration guide or a something or other. Because I already got some of this other stuff. I will take a look at the comments in just a second. I'm just Okay, so well, I guess I can go to developers, but I was kind of hoping. I'm not necessarily wanting to approach this from a blockchain developer perspective. I want to approach it from just a, hey, I want to do what was on the label of the previous page. Let me get payments up quick and easy. So first of all, let me not first of all, but right now let me go through some comments. You don't burn more trees than the value of dollars you use in Bitcoin either. Banks use more electricity. We can bicker and argue about that. But transactions on Bitcoin blockchain are... I'm sure that it fluctuates, but it's an entire nation. It's Denmark or something, the entire electricity usage of the nation of Denmark. Proof of work is way better. Proof of stake. Asterisk. Proof of stake is better. Agreed. I guess I'll chime in and make some minor corrections here and there. Yes, Dash is actually proof of work and proof of service, not technically proof of stake. Okay, so I do know that something about there being there's super nodes. They're kind of governing nodes that can cast votes or something like that. Maybe you can help me understand that a little bit better. Settlement is the moment where you can now use your money. Okay. Anti-money laundering. Thank you, Josue. No. Bring the comments in. I'm sure that I don't know this stuff. I'm sure most other people that are tuning in don't know this stuff. So really appreciate that. All right. So this is not what I was hoping for. I was kind of hoping for a get started guide or a quick start or something like that. I'm going to go down the developer path. And I am open to the idea that this is completely wrong for Dash, or not necessarily completely wrong, because I'm sure that it can be done this way, but I don't know if and I've done kind of this way before with Dash, because I met Ryan a while back, and I built a Dash drop tool with him, and we did some scanning of QR codes and whatnot, but I don't know if that's... I know that Dash is really, really aggressive in trying to be user-friendly. Okay, so let me just see. First, I opened up the provider tab, so let me look at that first. I'm just kind of interested to see if there's any logos I recognize. or just kind of anything. I think I've heard of BitGo, but Block Cipher, both of those sound familiar. Blockchain Intel, GitBlock. I might have heard of GitBlock. Oh, cool. Insight API. I remember using that one. Dash core lib, browserified JavaScript. Working with Dash protocol. Okay, so Dash core lib is probably something that's good. And insights, I think insights is how we get to know if something's been verified. We can check the address of a block or something like that. I don't remember. Okay, so, all right, before I open up those, I'm going to go back over here to build next generation apps, Dash developer portal, Dash core documentation, identities and names. So that's what I was talking about before. We don't just have to use QR codes. We can also use something else, frictionless developer experience. Sure. I want to read about frictionless developer experience. Yes. Quick start. Excellent. Okay, cool. So I've got enough to get started at this point. Oh, testnet. Public test environment. Cool. I'm going to open up that too. I remember talking about that, or I think I developed against it. I'm not sure. I think I did. All right. Join the developer Discord. By the way, fun fact, I am the one that created this, not on their website here, but if you search, I think it's Web Trifecta, I posted this into the JavaScript logos repository. No, that's not it. Web Trifecta, JS, CSS, HTML. I mean, I modified one that already existed, but that right there, that's me. So that style, wherever you see that style replicated, where it looks like an S, that's for strict as opposed to 5 JavaScript strict mode. That was the thing at the time. So just little side note there. I am the person who made the S. I copied the 5, I modified it in the preview, and I posted it to a website, and I've literally seen a bumper sticker with this on it. So it's kind of funny. All right. Let's take a look at JS-SDK. Repository has been archived. So definitely the website should get updated because I clicked on a link from the website that was, I think it was this one. Was it Quick Start or JS-SDK? I clicked on one of these links and it took me to an archived repo. So what's the new one? The new one is this one? Where's the new one? Repository is moved to. So somebody should update that. And we don't need all of this stuff. We should just be able to go here. Yeah, that's a nice link to go to. All right, intro. How to set up and build code from this repo. Looking for support. Where are the docs? Hosted on readme.io. Probably already on here. So I need to close out some tabs in just a second. Okay, so this other one, tutorial connecting to testnet. Wait, was this the quick start? Did the quick start take me here? Quick start, connecting to testnet. Okay, so that's also not quite clear. This is not what I would call necessarily, I mean, it could be what you call a quick start, but it doesn't say quick start up here. It says connect to it. Anyway, a minor difference, whatever. Intro to testnet. Okay, I'm not really worried about that anymore. Okay, so I'm going to close out some of this other stuff. Close that out. Let's close this out, close this out, close this out. I think that I'm in the right places, at least with these. I'll move this over as well because I don't know if we're actually going to be going back to that. I just needed to think through some things to get my brain jump started. Okay. Platform services are a combination of HTTP, gPRC, connections to DAPI, the Dash API, I suppose. The Insight API, although one could interact with DAPI by connecting to these directly or by using DAPI client, the easiest approach to use the JavaScript Dash SDK. And this one, that's the right link. Now, it's interesting because it links out to the GitHub, but the GitHub links back here to learn how to use it, right? Wasn't that what happened? Hold on, let me double check that. So I went here, -SDK, and then where's the documentation? Documentation. What? Okay, what happened there? What did I miss? Because was I not just at this? Oh, I was up at platform. Oh, I understand now. No, so it's a mono repo. It's a repo with other repos inside of it. Got it. Okay. I was treating it as though, right. Okay, never mind. So what do? We can install Dash. Yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to do browser usage. Okay, cool. So this right here, I'm a little bit confused. What is normally this is a passphrase. And I don't think that we would want to put this on a public website if this is our passphrase, because then anybody could access our wallet and get our stuff. Get wallet account, funding address, confirm balance. Okay, I think that's what this is. So this is more, this part at least, is if you wanted on your own local host or a client side JavaScript application, you want to check balances and stuff. Okay, wallet lib, signing, managing, dash core, L1 blockchain primitives, DAPI clients, DPP implementation of the Dash platform protocol. More extensive documentation is back. No, that's over here. Okay. So I want to, quick introduction to core concepts. Let's see. Make a payment. No, I want to accept a payment. I want to accept a payment. How do I accept a payment? Receive money. Receive money. Okay, so do we actually need to put, why would I put my mnemonic in the client? This seems, I think that less experienced developers may accidentally expose their private key to the world with some of these examples, because it seems that it says client, so we're thinking, okay, this is client side maybe, and it's talking about receiving money. Oh, okay, this is just generate an address. Okay, another thing that I didn't say is there's a couple different ways that we can look at the issue of if I go back to where's my drawing. So I'm going to bring something up right now. So you can actually have 1,000 public keys and 1,000 private keys on either side. What I would like to do is and you see this on donate pages. Donate pages display a single QR code, and they don't care where they get the money from. They just care that the money gets there, right? So on a donation page, there's a single QR code, but on a lot of pages where they sell something, they generate a different QR code for every single transaction. So you don't actually get the public key of the buyer until they've completed the transaction. So you're verifying on the blockchain to see, hey, that address that I just generated, did an incoming payment happen for that address, to that address? If so, then I know that somebody bought with that, and you associate that with the person's account. You associate your public key with their account more than you associate their public key with your account. I saw a comment just came in, so I'll check that in just a second. So this right here, generate receiving addresses. This is kind of cool because this seems to maybe abstract away the whole having to deal with the bunches and bunches of addresses. But I wonder how that gets linked back to the main address. This code above will generate a new, unique, never used address. but I wonder how it knows that this address is related to the master address. Okay, display your balance. All right, listen on receive transactions, get an address. If you want to get a specific address. Okay, so I'm going to check comments now real quick. That's the normal usage of testnet previews because usually you need an extra wallet provider thing in order to use a private wallet. That's done via deviation path. So I'm not quite sure what specifically you were responding to there, Josue. Deviation path, I'm assuming deviation path is how it knows that this generated wallet is similar to, because basically my understanding is you take the mnemonic, you salt it, or I think the word isn't salt, it's something else, but you yeah, I didn't know it is called salt, right? You salt it, and then so you save all of your salts, and then or you increment them, you increment by 1 or something. There's different ways to generate the addresses. The way you get multiple public addresses. Okay, I don't know anything about deviation paths. I've fallen behind the times here. Okay, so at the very least, if I just wanted to give people the ability in the simplest way that I know of, it looks like this would do the business for me in terms of, yeah, all of the business of figuring out how the addresses are related and doing the totaling and all that is abstracted away here. So this is good. So as far as the overview, the high level goal, can I generate the QR code to get the money? Yeah, this will allow me to generate the address. I can stick the address in a QR code. I'm not sure if it says here. This doesn't give me the I want a little bit higher level on this because I would like it to either give me the full dash URL, like --/ or whatever it is that's registered, so that if I just pick up my phone and I scan the QR code, it would open up the Dash wallet. That's what I'd want. But this is one way of doing it. It's not necessarily the way that I'd prefer to do it. I'd prefer if, specifically if we're talking about Dash and there's some sort of username thing, I'd like to know how to use usernames, but I don't know. Let's see, pay to another address, use a local EvoNet, fetch. Oh, okay, fetch an identity. Okay, get identity name. Okay, DPNS. Let's see, publishing a new contact. So I'm gonna. Okay, so one piece of context that I'm missing with this is what is the ideal way? So let's say that I want to attract Dash users to my site, which I do. So for Telebit, I want to attract specifically Dash users to come use Telebit as opposed to competing services because Dash is a niche community. What I want to know that I don't know, that I'd normally know, because normally when I take on a project, I have a better grasp. I was going into this blind kind of on purpose, but a piece that I'm kind of missing is I don't know who my ideal customer is, because my customer isn't anyone. I'm not trying to convince anyone, come to my website and pay in Dash. And for people that aren't familiar with Dash, it's not necessarily a come to my website and learn about how you can pay with Dash, because they're probably just going to pay with their existing methods, right? But it would be come to my website because you're a Dash user and I'm a Dash merchant now. And so what I would need to understand is actually what is the ideal Dash user and how do they expect to be able to pay? Because I could go with the generic route that a generic blockchain payment would have, which is that I do the QR code thing, which I've got almost enough information just from this to be able to do it. And the flow would be kind of like the PayPal flow if you followed along with the PayPal series, except it would possibly be less complicated from my perspective, for everything to registration, receiving the payments. This could go pretty quickly. But I am curious with the contact stuff. Do people use their Dash usernames? Could they type in their Dash username and me get some, some sort of information that way? But I think from what I'm reading here, and I did see a comment coming, I'll check that in just a second. I think from what I'm seeing here, one of my hopes was that, well, maybe I can just keep the same QR code and get the buyer's public key. I don't think that's reasonable. I don't think that's the way that most blockchain payments work, cryptocurrency payments work. I don't think that that's going to be the ideal way to try to approach this. I think the right direction is going to be probably to generate one unique QR code and tie that QR code to an account. So somebody logs in, I link them to a QR code, and then it would be nice to have a webhook to be able to see, okay, did it go through? Did it go through? Did it go through? So, because I'm going to have to pull this otherwise. So the person may never, ever, 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 ever use the QR code that I generate. So I don't want to just sit there and pull forever. I want a webhook. I don't know if there are webhooks for this. Maybe the Insights API allows you to register webhooks or something. Okay, so I'm just kind of formulating ideas about this. Let me check comments here. Interesting that you ended up here. I'll step in and say that all the username, DPNS, and all the platform stuff is actually not live on mainnet yet. It's just being built on testnet for now. Okay. All right. Noted. Let's see. All right. And then thank you, Josue. So the mnemonic creates the private key. The private key is used to create the public key. And I did not realize that the public key is used to create derivation addresses. That part I've not been familiar with. And I guess that gives you a sense of privacy to have that's nice too, to not have to have multiple private keys, because the way that I understood it before was that you generate multiple private keys by basically taking your private key and incrementing by one. And so you increment to 1,000 or something. So I didn't know about that. Can we build fully functional backend using vanilla Node.js? Programming with JavaScript asks. You would need Express. I mean, yes, depends on what your definition of fully functional is, but Node is not like Go in that Node doesn't contain any routing in it. And you need routing to develop an application. You can do your own routing. It's not that hard, but having the pattern matching and stuff, I would say something like Express or Fastify is, you can build it with vanilla, but tell me why you'd want to, because there is a lot of servery stuff that's not included in the Node standard library. So I would say that the Node standard library has been judged and found lacking. Not bad, but bad enough that I wouldn't want to necessarily build a fully functional backend without using third-party libraries outside the standard library. Okay, put yourself in this position. You're a dev who knows next to nothing about cryptocurrency. Hey, that's me. But your boss says, we need to accept Dash cryptocurrency. Can you get that up and running quickly? Okay, thank you, Ryan. That is excellent. An excellent way to go about it. So from my business hat perspective, I want to know kind of the ideal way to do. I'd want to know more about people that actually use Dash because that I'd want to accept it because I'd know that. But I'm willing to accept this scenario that it's just what's the quickest way to get integrated with Dash, and I think that that's going to be generating QR codes. I am going to search QR codes in here to see if we get anything. I'm going to ignore the stuff about identities because I've been given the hint that that's not going to be the way to go. Let me look at wallet and accounts. So we get the mnemonic. All right, we get accounts. Do something with account. All right, so we're just going to play around with testnet, I guess. Let me think. Do I want to build this into Bliss right now? I don't think I do yet. I do want to get this on Bliss. Eventually, Telebit's the real deal that I want to get this on. But I think I've got enough information to actually start coding. So one of the comparisons Ryan and I were talking about was specifically PayPal. I feel more confident. Now, granted, I do have a little bit more background information because I do have some experience with the way that the cryptocurrencies work. But I guess, I mean, I had some experience to understand how payments in general work and how PayPal works, right? I mean, I've seen PayPal before. But I would say that it's already, I'm quicker to a place where I feel confident that I'm in at least a right place that's going to get me to what I need. Then, you know, then the first, what was it? It took me, I don't know, 2 hours of digging through different places to figure out if I was at the right documentation and the right SDK for PayPal, because they have got so many. Okay. So, let's see. We want to generate a mnemonic. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so one thing that I would like to know, I'm just going to go ahead and get Dash. Okay, so what am I going to? So I do have to have a server for this then. Well, that makes sense. I was going to have a server anyway because I'm going to have to generate my addresses on the server side. I can't use some sort of public identifier and use them on the client side, but this is okay because I got to store them in the database anyway, right? So we're going to do, I'm not going to go directly into Bliss with this because that code is still a little fragile at the moment. That's the one where I was doing the PayPal integrations. We're going to just create a new-ish project, I think. And we're just going to get a demo of, can I identify a user, buy a payment? Can I guarantee that the current user has paid something? So I'm just going to Google one other thing here. And by Google, of course, I mean Brave Search. I'm going to go with Dash Pay because Dash seems a little bit too generic, and Dash Pay I'm hoping will give me the right results. I wonder if I can get a webhook. That's the other thing I want to know before I get started on this. And you know, in terms of actually getting into code. Okay, Dash Pay. Okay, oh, there's a subreddit. All right. Webhook. Let's put that in quotes. Integration. Okay, webhook. Cool. All right. Oh, whoa. Okay, so I'm a little peeved at the moment because now I'm running into the daggone PayPal problem that I was so pissed off about. Okay, we've got dashplatform.readme.io. We've got -evo.github.io. And we've got docs.dash.org. Okay, so now I am a little bit frustrated because can you just give me one set of documentations? Because this is all coder docs, right? So this is for coders. It's not, well, here's the business people docs are on this site and here's the coder docs are on this site. We've got 3 different sites that have code documentation to them. So hopefully, I guess, so this was -evo, but that's because it was JS-SDK, which is what I got from the main website. -evo, I believe, is the ever living Dash standard or something. Okay, but now this one is called, what is the actual name of this thing? This is just, it's not dash core. It's not dash SDK. No, this is dash core. This is dash core. Okay, so this is dash core documentation. Okay, but I got here because I was looking for webhook. Yes. Oh, block cipher. So we don't get it directly through Dash. We have to go through a third-party service. Several APIs exist to facilitate quick and easy integration. Yes, I absolutely need a webhook. Webhook callbacks as well as payment forwarding. So the question is, how do I pay them, or why would they give me webhooks? Oh, okay, right there. $85 per month. Okay, got it. That's kind of a bit much. All right, I'm not going to worry too much about that now. Because that's going to take me into a different direction that's not directly related to... Oh, wait, Insight. Does Insight offer webhooks? This is the one that is Dash. So this is the one that I would want. Let me check and see if we got any other comments now. All right. By the way, thanks to those of you joining in. Thanks is kind of a weird thing to say. Welcome. I guess more welcome. Welcome's the right thing to say. I'm AJ O'Neill, and I do JavaScript and Go and a little bit of Rust now and then. And I am working on this project for figuring out how to integrate Dash payments into a website. And you can ask me questions about other stuff too. I won't go off too much off topic right now because this video, this session is riding the fine line between work and pleasure. So I want to stay mostly on topic, but feel free to ask me questions about any of those things or life, the universe, and everything. But particularly if you got any questions or comments about blockchain payments, that'll be interesting. Okay. So, Insight API, Insight UI Block Explorer is available here. So this is also a little bit confusing because now I'm being introduced to lots of different brands. We got Dash Platform, Dash Core, Dash Evo, and then Insight, which is part of Dash Evo. So I'm starting to feel a little bit fragmented in terms of my confidence is actually waning in terms of how do I know that I have the right tool. I do not want to install, or maybe I do. Maybe I do want to install. I guess if I wanted to run my own webhooks and I didn't want to pay $85 a month for block cipher, maybe this would help me. But this does not give me confidence that I'm in the right place. This gives me confidence that I'm in the wrong place. Let's see. But I am just curious. Do we have a demo here or something? Nope. All right, I'm out. I'm out of insights. We'll look into that later, maybe. Well, no, I want to do one more search. I want to search, can we do Dash Insights webhooks? I'm just curious if that will be a solution at all. Using Dash webhooks? I would be very surprised if Dash is on Zapier, but let's just take a look. Dash Pay Insights webhooks. No. Okay. Nope. Virtual PBX. I'm going to guess that this is just bad keyword matches. All right. Bum. Okay, I'm going to get out of that. I'm going to get out of this. Let's see. So just to wrap up with really part one of session one here, I think my initial assumption is basically right. We're going to add another little piece here. So there's code that's going to run on this front end. Maybe. Now I think the front end is going to be pretty dumb. So what we're going to have is we're going to have our little database. Our little database has the sweetest smile. There we go. All right. So we're going to have our database on our server. We're going to have our secret mnemonic. I can't say that word. I can't spell it either. It's supposed to be mnemonic. Let me Mnemonic. 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 Like a yummy mnemonic. Mnemonic. Okay, cool. So this is going to stay on our server because this is a secret. All right. We're going to somehow generate addresses, but how will I know when a specific address has been paid to? I still need, because I was thinking I was going to do that hopefully with webhooks. I don't see that specific option. So what I need to know is, how do I know when a specific address has been paid to? That's still the lingering question that I actually didn't answer, that I do want an answer to before I get into the code itself. So how do I check specifically that? So it says, how do you receive a payment? Receive. Generate a receiving address. Display your balance. Okay, let's check to see. Client is ready. Client account, get confirmed balance. Oh, whoops. I totally missed this. This is my webhook right here. I just totally skipped over this previously. But I still don't know how I know what address is associated with a transaction. Get internal address. Okay, I think I'm just going to get started now, though. I think we got enough to get started. Hey, AJ, have you seen Paynim? I don't know what that is. I'm going to check it out real quick. Paynim. I'm guessing it's something to do with blockchain payments. Paynim. Okay, I'll bring this over now. I just wanted to preview it first before I put it up to the screen, everybody. I'm not quite sure what this is. Claim your bot today. Oh, okay. So it's essentially the same thing as. By the way, this is not secure. I mean, not that there's anything that it must be secure, but tell these people to go get Caddy or something. Yeah, it's okay. They just don't have their redirect in place. They should have the redirect in place. It's kind of like what GitHub does, generating random avatars for something. I don't know if that's really that useful. Okay, so let's get into the code here. Let's actually get into the code. So we're going to do projects. We're going to call this dash pay demo. I'm going to call it dash pay demo. I'm going to go ahead and make a repository for this, and then I will drop y'all a link to it. And then when we do the second session, we'll continue from this repository. And I guess I'm going to do this in JavaScript because I'd love to do it in Go if I can do it in Go. I ended up, I followed the quick start down to the JavaScript API. I will just double check to see, do we have an SDK available in Go? Because if we do have it in Go, then I'll do it in Go instead. Because people have been asking for me to do Go. I like doing Go. I want to be doing Go again. So if we have something equivalent, no, we have a Node. Node client is the only client that we have. Everything here is JavaScript. And that's fine. That's cool. That's what I said we were going to do. But I thought we were going to be doing some more vanilla JavaScript, but I don't think we are. Browser JavaScript, not vanilla JavaScript. That's not what I meant to say. I meant to say browser JavaScript. Well, to a degree, vanilla JavaScript, which a lot of this probably is written in vanilla JavaScript without any node libraries that are necessary for it to function. It's just Bitcoin libraries. Anyway, I'm going to go create a repository, new repository. And we're going to call this dash pay demo. Accept payments from dash cryptocurrency users. All right, we're going to make it, yeah, it's going to be public. README, getignore is going to be node. License, we're going to make it Moz as usual. I'm going to create the repository. Josue, a person makes a payment, blockchain sends you TXID. You can now check that TXID on the Explorer until it's processed. That's it. I've done that before, actually. Now that you are saying it that way, I do remember doing this. I think I did it with the Insights API. But you're also kind of simplifying it. The Explorer. What Explorer? Right? An Explorer that I run on a server, an Explorer that I pay for through something like BlockCypher. But my real question is, well, I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens here. So I guess actually let me get rid of that. And I'm going to go ahead and open up an issue just to keep track of documentation. Oops, docs. So there's dash evo, there's dash evo insights, there's dash pay. I also found out earlier when I was looking at the brand guide, when I was getting the logo for the video, there's something called Fastlane or Fast Pay or something like that. Let me give me just 1 second. I'm going to pull up the folder that I have this in. That might also be, I don't want to get too distracted, but that also might be something just to take a quick look at, just to get a pass fail. Is this related or not related? I don't think that it's going to be the right thing to look at. Fast pass. So I am just going to search real quick. Dash pay, fast pass. That's not been in any other material. The only place I've seen it was in the brand assets. Dash pay alpha. Yeah, okay, so this is all dash evo stuff. Dash pay alpha is not mainnet. Wait, but this says, wait, no, this just took me to dash pay. Wait, hold on. Get started now with Daisy Pay. Oh, somebody hit Y instead of H when they were updating the homepage. Get started now with Dash Pay, not get started now with Daisy Pay. I'll make sure that gets forwarded along. All right. So I don't really want to join the... Okay, but ooh, now I'm getting into stuff. There's too many things. There's too many things. Okay, I like this username bit, but I don't think that's going to help me with the web page. All right, so I'm out of there. I don't know what FastPass is, but let's just get a beat on what year we're looking at. 1 year ago. Okay. All right, so this is a good place to be. So we got all this stuff. JS-SDK. I think this is where we want to spend the bulk of our time. All right. Well, along with, okay, these are the same, right? Yeah, these are the same thing. So I got 2 tabs open for that. So integration. So let's see, dash stable. Oops. Dash stable integration. So I think that's going to be important. What else do we have? Receiving address, events on received transactions. So this is the same thing, maybe. These are both JS-SDK. Wait, was this also JS-SDK? SDK Resources, vending machines, price tickers, QR codes. Hey! QR codes, receive. Oh no, that's the app. That's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, Dash Insights is an Explorer. Right. So I'd have to set up my own server for that. And that requires quite a bit of disk space, if I recall correctly. There might be a way to say, hey, expire caches, just listen for incoming events. But if I'm not mistaken, the default way is it's going to download the entire blockchain, right? If you're running one of those APIs. I did this once, and I think that's what I had to do. I think at the time it was only 20 or 30 gigs. Okay, SDK Resources. Oh, well, so there are other SDK Resources. Okay, so I don't know that this right here, this is kind of a big overarching thing. Ah, and that one's taking me back to readme.io. Okay, let me just see. What was the quick start again? That's on readme.io. So we've got Dash Platform. Okay, so the reason I'm not too distraught about this is at least all of these are referencing the same library in each of the examples. But it is kind of frustrating that there are, I've got too many different bits of documentation that seem like the same thing, but maybe are slightly different somehow. All right, so let me get out of this. Do I need this? Maybe. I think this is the quick start. I don't need the Insights API, not yet anyway. Maybe I will at some point. I don't think I need Dash Core. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think I do. I don't think that I'm going to get much out of Dash Core right now. But there is also Dash Core. Okay, so there's Dash Core. Dash Platform data silos. That is not what I was expecting. Drive decentralized storage? What? What? Okay, I don't know how I got on this page, but this is talking about stuff that just seems way out of band for what I was expecting. I'm going to close that out. Okay. Okay, this is the same thing. This looks good. These two look good. This one doesn't look super helpful. This one doesn't have documentation on it. All right, so here's my issue. And we're just going to get started with this. So let's go into the DashPay demo. Let's see. On Dash D, it will download the whole blockchain. You're right. Okay. Dash D RPC. Just do it how crypto guys do it. Pick one and go all in. What do you mean pick one and go all in? Pick one what? Pick one cryptocurrency and go all in? Hell nah, man. If you want to make money with cryptocurrencies, let me see if this was this the dude, BC Backer? Yeah, this dude's the dude to watch. You should get his course. Yes, bcbacker.teachable.com. Okay? If you just want to make money on cryptocurrencies, if you don't have any religious affiliation to a cryptocurrency, this is the dude. My brother-in-law shared the course with me. Don't tell anyone, but he gave me the password so I could just log in without paying, which I think is fine because I personally was more evaluating it to kind of understand why my brother-in-law was so intrigued by it, and I totally get it. I think it's great. But there we go. BC Backer. And so, Josue, feel free to drop a link in the Discord. I don't really know if your course is any good or not, but feel free to drop a link in the Discord and I'll copy it over here into the YouTube channel with the disclaimer that I'm not necessarily endorsing your course. I'm endorsing his course because I think it's great. I think he teaches the fundamentals of how do you follow, basically, how do you follow the algorithms? How do you lean in on the algorithms and the math so that you just follow the charts and make money, and you don't put anything in your heart about, oh, well, I really love this, so I'm going to stick with it or whatever, but just purely pragmatic, follow graphs, make money. Let's see. Do you offer any teaching advice for beginners in web development looking to gain experience? Yes. So I'm going to limit, because in this video, I'm primarily focusing on getting started with Dash, and I don't want to veer too far off that. I'm just going to give you a link to creedsofcraftsmanship.com. And there's there's one or two links there for JavaScript, but one of them is a whole playlist from Douglas Crockford. I highly recommend that. And then there's some videos there just about software engineering in general, and I recommend those. And I think the best thing you can do is pick a passion project. Pick something that you actually want to solve for yourself or for a friend or for a colleague, and just go solve that problem and learn what you need to solve it. But here's the link, creedsofcraftsmanship.com. Those are the resources that I'm accumulating. Okay, so enough talk. Cut. Part two. All right, so now I feel confident enough that I'm seeing documentation where the documentation seems to be in sync with itself, even though there's 3 different websites, maybe 4, that I've encountered documentation on. The documentation seems to be in sync. So the documentation, the different sites, they're all official sites. They're highlighting different aspects of Dash. But I feel confident that I'm in the right place. And so now I'm ready to start coding. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to call this package Dash Pay Demo. We're going to call it, I always start with 0.1. I think it's good. If you're going to publish something, it's good to start with 1.0, but I'm not going to publish this. I'm just, whatever. I already gave this thing a name. Not that it matters because I'm not going to publish it, but just in case I ever do. All right. Entry point, index.js, test command, node, test.js. I don't have that yet. Yep, that's get repository, dash pay, dash, let's see, core platform. I don't know, what else have we got? Something like that. Receive, accept, yeah. All right, license, MPL 2.0. All right, yeah, that's okay, cool. So npm install, whoa, nope. Save dash. Okay, so here's a question that I have. Well, I guess I'm just going to follow this quick start. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to follow the quick start. I'm just going to copy and paste code. And I'm hoping that as part of this, it gives me money so that then I can actually test everything out. Why is this taking forever? What's going on here? See, this is the problem. You use Lodash and then it 212 packages later. 32 seconds. I am on a gigabit connection, okay? Speed test. Watch out, I'm going to show you my IP address. Don't hunt me down. But I'll let that go in the background here. Okay, maybe this is taking a really long time. I don't know why that took so long to load. My ping time's 10 seconds. Yeah. So shouldn't take 32 seconds to download stuff. That's all I'm saying. But what is this code load? I don't know what it's fetching things from. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Moderate security vulnerabilities. NPM audit. Let's take a look. Let's see if they're all stupid things. Interesting. That would be good to get fixed, I suppose. What? Dash 3.16.3? How so? Hold on. What version do I have right now? Oh, I have to go down? Interesting. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to deal with there being a vulnerable version for right now. I don't exactly know what that means, but whatever. Okay, so, I mean, I know what vulnerable means, but I don't know if it's a real vulnerability, if it's something like the stupid CLI tool doesn't parse a regex properly, you know, something completely unrelated to the work at hand. Client connected. Something went wrong, disconnect. Okay. Really weird to use a finally. I've only just recently, I've actually never seen anybody use finally before. I've kind of known it's there. I've heard somebody mention it. I think that's weird. There is literally no difference in these two cases here between using a dot then and a dot finally. Or in this, I said these two cases here, but right here, after a dot catch, there is no difference between using a dot then. So I don't know why dot finally exists. All right, so connect.js. We'll just call it that. All right, we got some comments coming up. Feel free to do some tangents, AJ. No biggie. Oh, thanks. Cool, I'll check it out. And then we got somebody, a bot in the channel, posting spam. I guess that's good news. I must be getting more popular. People must be sharing. And so I must be showing up in places where bots want to be. So thank you for sharing, those of you that are sharing. I'm glad to see that bots are making their way into the chat because it's a good sign. All right. So I'm going to copy over my prettier RC. Do I not have my template one here? I keep on forgetting to update webinstall.dev with the prettier template. Okay, anyway, I'm going to copy that here. That's good. And then I'm going to copy my JSHint RC, which actually, I just want to do this. All right, cool. So I spelled that wrong. Let me bring this up a little bit. Oh, and is my keycaster's not working, is it? Oh no, it is. It's just in the wrong spot. Come back up here, keycaster. And then let me make my terminal wider, I guess. I'm gonna make it wide. Okay, RC. There we are. Okay. I just can't stand it. I can't do it. There, that's so much easier to read. Now I can actually tell what's going on. I mean, well, it will especially be once there's a new line in there. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, now this is clear. This is uber clear what's happening, whereas before I was like thinking to myself, oh, I used like again. I'm trying to stop that. But I was wondering to myself, why is there a comma E? It's because, yeah, it's because of this. All right, this is cool. All right, so we're, fingers crossed. I'm guessing this is going to take 30 seconds or so. Okay, cool. I don't know what best block hash means. I'm not familiar with that terminology. I wonder if it changes every time. It's strange to me that it would start with so many zeros. That must be significant. Although I don't really, I think this is just saying, hey, you're connected to the network. Great. Ready to begin developing. All right, connect to DevNet. Wait, so we've got the term DevNet and TestNet. Connecting to TestNet. DevNet. Are DevNet and TestNet synonyms? Are they different? Are they the same? Connect via seed. This is odd. Connect via address. is to retrieve a list of available masternodes. Masternodes, that was the name I was looking for before. Masternodes are the ones that have the... Wait, is the governance model based on proof of stake, but the normal chain based on proof of work? I don't... Because to run a masternode, you have to have 1,000 dash, right? Is that how it works? Okay. I don't really care about this part. Wait, why do I need... Oh, because this is the real... got it. Okay. Because I want to connect to a testnet, so I need to give it the specific... Got it. So basically, you know, we would have an option if we're doing this for realsies. All right, and I'm gonna... Well, that's weird. Because we're kind of going halvesies on async await. I guess I'm just going to call this main. That makes more sense. I think that's what is really going on here. Right? Is it because that's just doing a main? Yeah. Okay, that's what this is. So this is main already. Got it. And no sense in using redundant words. Okay. But what was I here for? I was here to say get the client, right? And I was going to pass in seeds as an option. Get client dash dot client. No. Dash. Oh, whoops. That goes up here. I see. All right. Goes here. Yeah. All right. Got it. Connect via address. I'm not too worried about that. Create and fund a wallet. Yes, that's what I want to do. So I want to have a wallet full of dashes. Let's see, let me check comments here. Yeah, I absolutely hate arrow functions. They're retarded for so many reasons that I'm not going to go into right now. But essentially, they're already a mathematical symbol that means something that is basically the opposite of what it looks like, because it is this goes to that, the implication type of symbol, not the return type of symbol. They make code harder to read because humans read from top to bottom easier than they read from left to right, and this is true across the globe. I won't go on my full rant about it, but yeah, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. It's a stupid way to write code. And also, unless you understand this really, really well, you shouldn't use arrow functions because you're going to get things screwed up. Don't use this. But if you do use this and you don't understand arrow functions, don't use arrow functions because they're going to do the wrong thing. Okay. When an error is thrown from a catch, the .then does not execute. Yes, it does. But the finally does. That's what the internet gurus say. They're wrong. If you call .catch, it handles the error. When you call .then, the .then follows after the .catch. And my guess is that if you did a .finally, maybe it would be the same as calling a .catch with an ignore function. I don't know. I'm not going to bother figuring that out right now. When have you handled exceptions, the finally... When you have handled exceptions, the finally executes and the then doesn't. Yeah, that's false. The then executes after you handle exceptions. Yes, governance is based on proof of service, which requires both stake and proof that your node is up. But main blockchain is consensus proof of work. How the heck does it do proof of work in a second? Okay. Whoa. So we just jumped from... All right. Wait. I could have just done this. All I had to do was network testnet. What? Oh, so this is how do I... This is above and beyond. This is how do I connect to any test network. Why do we have a problem on line 27? Oh, because we got that there. That's why. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, I can just do... Also, I hate const. Actually, I love const. I just don't like it when people use const for things that are not constants. But again, if you've followed me at all, you've heard that already. I won't go into it. let's see. Offline mode. We don't want to sync the chain. All right, whatever. Sure. Let's do it. Again, at work, I saw just people do, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way towards my coworker, okay? But people do stupid things when they use const because they want it to be a variable, and so they come up with these ternary expressions and just, they just come up with dumb, retarded hacks. And again, this is nothing against my coworkers. This is the way that people in the industry are teaching people, is to use const when they should not be using const. Most of the time, people should just be using var. If you don't understand the intricacies of const and let and how they work and when you're supposed to use them, just use var and you'll be fine. Because there's only one rule and one exception in var, which is all variables are declared at the top of the function, no matter where you declare them, and they only are declared in functions. That is, the only scope of a variable is at the top of a function, period. Full stop, the end. One rule. One exception, try catch. Inside of a try, a var can be undeclared, which is weird. Okay, so now we're going to have a new... I'm putting this all in the wrong place. Let me bring this back up here. And I kind of want to just call this dash ops because client is just so generic, overused, difficult to search for within a code block. I think I saw a comment just a second ago. I'll check that out in a second. And again, this stuff right here, I hate this so much. Just use I don't understand what the love of using const for things that are not constants and make the code more complicated to read. How the mother flip and flip is somebody supposed to read this? What does this even mean? But again, that's just, me being an angry old man who yells at clouds. The kids know what they're doing. You don't need experience when you've got const. Let const be your guide. All right. Oh, we don't need that open anymore. Okay, where was I? Was I right here? Did I click on something the wrong way? I did, didn't I? Oh, I don't know what happened. I must have clicked on, yeah, I definitely clicked on something wrong. Okay, so we got create wallet, client, on air. Okay, this is a little bit weird to me, the way this code is written. I wonder if a front-end person wrote this. There's something, I can't quite put my finger on it, but something about it feels a little bit strange. Okay, so we want clients at any time. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and set up our handler first. And so here's the other thing. This could just be dash with a lowercase d. It's kind of weird to call it client. Because again, client could mean anything, but this is not, this is the dash instance. So that makes more sense to me. Dash. Wait, now are we doing the same thing? So the previous examples kind of built on each other, and this one is kind of standalone. So I was trying to integrate the new stuff into the code, but now it's different. And let's see. Oh man. Hey, Golf Naboo. How about this? I'll make you a deal. Subscribe to the channel. Prove to me that you've subscribed to the channel, and I will make a purposeful rant about const where I outline the things about const, and I'll go live and I'll go through the law outline, and we'll spend 15 minutes discussing const. Okay? I guess you can't really prove that you subscribe to the channel, but let me know. Also, I will drop you a link to the Discord so that you can join in on the Discord if you'd like to come in on the Discord. Because I announce there when I've got stuff as well. So Discord, feel free to join everybody. Oh, never mind. It's under the bridge now. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Unhandled. Let's see. You can do proof of work in a second by making bigger blocks and shorter block times and less difficulty. Proof of work doesn't mean automatically slow. So bigger blocks, yes, because you can fit more transactions in per, yeah, and shorter block times. Okay. Yeah, but then what's the point of proof of work then? If you're going to do it that way, then why bother with the proof of work? Because the whole point of proof of work is supposed to be that it's so difficult and it's so complex that it cannot, you can't run over the transactions, because if it's low enough that any node is likely to get an answer within 1 second, that means that any superstructure node would be able to replay several blocks on the chain, right? So somebody at the level of a government that has a few $100,000 to throw at a problem could corrupt the chain, right? Or but maybe it's because there's proof of service in there as well. Then we don't get maybe is somehow proof of service also basically a two-factor on that. So proof of work is one factor and proof of service is another factor, and that's how we can have less proof of work but still have good reliability or something. Okay, you can add other proofs on top. Okay, so yeah, there's a 15-second lag or so. So I'm guessing that you said that right as I was saying that. Okay. So I don't think, do we need this one? Okay, get dappy. Create wallet. Yeah, this just, it feels a little bit weird. I can't say quite why. Can't quite put my finger. I think it's just maybe because the functions are broken down in a strange way between the examples. There should just be a main function that should be async, and then it should just have one big, catch at the end. All right, and then we don't need the create wallet. Yeah, we don't need this. Okay, so this is this, and we don't really need that either, I guess, anymore. Okay, whatever, we're just gonna go along with it. So we're gonna get our mnemonic and we're gonna get our address. Okay. Or maybe, hold on, you know what? I may have done a stupid here. Maybe because this is my problem. Because we're not actually building on. Okay. Let me finish my sentence. We're not actually building on the previous code example in here. This is a one-off script. So what this should be, maybe, the network testnet. I don't know. I don't actually know. Okay, so just leave this as is. Mnemonic is synonymous with wallet. So let's say, here's my env. Oh gosh, this word is too hard to pronounce and spell. We should just call it a passphrase. Isn't that what the other ones call it? It's called a passphrase. And I also wonder, is this the same dictionary that we normally use? So if I go to passphrase.js. Oh, what? I didn't put that up on js.org yet? Okay, wait. I need to make a quick little passphrase. Oops, sorry. Passphrase.js. I'm so surprised I didn't put this up on js.org yet. Okay. But this is the same. I'm just looking for words. I guess there's 2,048 words. But I'm just looking to see that some words are common. And why don't we use assault with this mnemonic? Okay, so I went through a bunch of words. Is this the same as the normal one? Crumble, present, raise, hover, dove, funny, soul, defense, lesson, replace, provide. I don't know that I've seen any of those words. I would imagine that they're in here somewhere. There are 2,048 of them. But I'm imagining this is the standard BIP passphrase. This would be better if we could just call it BIP passphrase. I'm going to call it mnemonic because that's what it's called, but here I'm going to put BIP passphrase because I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Unless it's different because it's not salted. And then I don't know what the unused address is, but so it is. Okay. Yeah, BIP 39. Okay. Wait, what happened? Did I just do something without realizing that I did it? Again? Oh, I was on the wrong documentation page. Oh, and I forgot what I came here to do. Whoops. Which was put on passphrase.js.org. I'm going to do that tonight when I get off this stream. Because that should be there. All right. So we created a wallet. We saved it. Once we connect, we'll output newly generated on blah, blah, blah. And then I'll use address, blah, blah, blah. Yep. Using the faucet. Okay, whatever the heck that means. Send funds to the unused address. Oh, okay, cool. All right. Now here's my other thought. If we just get rid of testnet, does this give us the real one? Haha! Okay. We'll want to abuse that later, I'm sure. Insights API Block Explorer. And then what was the one that this is actually called? Okay. What else do we have here? Fill up yo test wallet. Okay. What? So a couple of problems here. One, this is not secure. All websites should be secure. Whoa! What is up with that? Why is this not running on HTTPS and at all? Period. It's not even the redirects missing. It's just not. Period. Okay. So what is this saying here? Use the faucet. Send test funds to the unused address from the console output. You will need to wait until the funds confirm to use them. There's a block explorer running at, which can be used to check confirmations. Okay. The faucet is dry. Please donate. What do I need to do here, Ryan? What's going on? By the way, hello, everybody. Thanks for joining in. Welcome. Nice to have you. I'm AJ O'Neill. Would love to know who you are, where you're from, what brings you to the channel tonight. We're mostly talking about Dash. Okay, so my problem is that this is supposed to be basically the test account where if you want to get fake money, which is really the same as the real money other than that they're on different networks, you go here and you input your address so that you can go through the test and get fake money to put in your fake wallet so you can run the API examples. And Ryan says, it looks like the faucet has run dry. It's a terrible faucet in many ways. Not your problem. I'm glad you're running into these issues. I've got some cages to rattle. Awesome. So, Ryan, is there an alternative right now? Do you have a testnet address or testnet mnemonic that's got some money on it that we could use to prime the pump? Okay, do I need to register an identity? Okay, the derivation path used for identities has been updated to align with DIP 13. Or, as those of us who speak Leet like to call it, Dippy. The little dip, and there's the big dip and the little dip, Dippy, DIP 13. Okay, I'm overdoing it. Sorry. What? What? Okay, I'm a little confused. Deterministic wallets, identities and hierarchies. BIP32 introduced derivation path for keys. BIP43 introduced a purpose field, and DIP9 introduced a feature that was coin specific. We can define root levels. I don't think I need to know this information. If somebody wants to point me to a YouTube talk that explains this, are there different? Because I guess most of the communication happens on GitHub and in forums and whatnot. It seems to be more of that type of crowd, but it would be really cool if there were YouTube videos on, here's the highlights from BIP32 and that kind of thing. All right. Anyway, register an identity. All right. You know what would be nice here is if we called this the guide. I mean, I guess it's just as well to have the code set up like this, but it kind of would be nice just to be able to download a zip file from GitHub or git clone the repo and then have these things already named what they are. Bless me. Hopefully you enjoy my burps. If not, get out of here. Okay, so, and also it'd be good. Mnemonic. Maybe. Let's see, unsafe options. Skip synchronization before height. Only sync from mid 2021. Yeah, that's not an unsafe option. That's a great option. It's too bad you can't do it by date rather than by height. Or there's some sort of nice little lookup API to tell you, basically, here's a date or a number of megabytes. I guess megabytes, gigabytes, all that could be calculated by the height, right? Okay. So this one definitely, if I was going to suggest an improvement for this, we should have mnemonic equals process.env.mnemonic or your mnemonic goes here. Like that, say. And then I'm going to require .env. Let's go ahead and get that installed. I also have it on my wish list of things to do to fork .env. There's one particular PR that has not been merged in that there is no good earthly reason for it not to be merged in other than that the author basically said, no, I don't want to be compatible with other libraries. I'm not doing it. It's dumb. But I'm going to fork .env. I'm going to merge in that PR and I'm going to republish it as root .env because it should be there. But it's the ability. So in an env file, you should be able to have export in front. I think there was actually two PRs. One is that export should be allowed in front. And if you have export space, then, well, one, you don't name things in an env file lowercase. So part of his thing was you should be able to be allowed to name something export in lowercase. No, you shouldn't. But second of all, if it's like this, it wouldn't match. So you could still do it. You could still have an export equals. You just get rid of export space. Just get rid of it. Get rid of it at the beginning of a file. That's it. End of story. If it begins with space, nothing but spaces, it's a very simple fix. Anyway. So now node register ID. Oh, sorry. I made a boo-boo. Tiny boo-boo. Not a big deal. I forgot to run .config. Oops. Path dot. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to be able to register an ID. Okay, what is going on? Require.env. npm install save.env. I've got my .env right here. Oh, whoops, again. Sorry, I was thinking telling it what directory. That's not what I'm supposed to do. All right, what did I do wrong here? Did I spell it wrong? This is just not something that rolls off the fingers easily. Mnemonic. 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 Oh, duh, I left the exporter there. Mnemonic. Let's try one more time with feeling. Cool. That's taken a long time. Oh, crap. Oh, it's downloading stuff. That's why it has the skip. Okay. Oh, sorry. I have not been checking the Discord. I actually have the Discord open right here. I just haven't been checking it. Okay, so yeah, Josue has been sending me all sorts of good stuff over on Discord. Oh, and Ryan was trying to send me something too. Ryan, will you send me that faucet over Discord? Because the YouTubes, I don't allow direct links because we get 10 times as many bots and not in a way that would make me feel good. So this is about derivation. Cool. Josue's podcast. I am absolutely not going to listen to it because it's completely in Spanish. Maybe I will. Oh, so I probably should give a better description there. Josue's podcast in Spanish. Eat, crypto, sleep, no repeat. Awesome. Golf is in here. Oh. All right. And this is better faucet. Okay, so I am also going to put this in here. Interesting. All right, so we're going to fill up our dash address. Sorry. So basically, for those of you that just joined in, the problem that I was having before a few minutes ago was that there's supposed to be, for the test network, there's this, you take an address, that you grab this address, and then you fill it with monenes. so that you can run all the test stuff. And there we go. I've been awarded with 1.3 dash. Great. Anyway, so the faucet that was supposed to be giving me money wasn't giving me no money. And so, but it's okay. I just went on to register an identity. All right. After connecting, client we call platform identities register. This will generate a key pair and submit an identity create state transaction. After identity registered, it will be output to the console. I don't remember if... Oh, wait, what happened here? Not enough balance, 0, to cover burn amount of 1,000. Now, this seems strange because 10,000. I'm imagining that... is this 10,000 dash? Is it trying to run as a masternode? What's the deal here? Why did I get this error? And I'm going to just try running that again while I continue to read through documentation. So we're just going to let that run. I'm interested to see how long it takes. Let's see if we can maybe skip another 100,000 or something of these. Okay. Make note of the returned identity to JSON. Great. All right, and Josue found yet another faucet. So let me see if I can throw my test address in here. UX porn. How unlikely is that? All right. Test dash. I guess at first I thought it was a typo, but it's T dash for test dash. All right, got it. Cool. So I dip my toe in some faucets and garbage. Oh, not garbage. All right, so this is my identity. Well, okay, this is strange. This is strange. You can make note of this too, Ryan, if you'd like. So this is not the appropriate way to do this. It would not be d.toJSON. It would be json.stringify d. Well, 6 of one, half a dozen the other. Because I guess what they want is for you to pretty print it. So no, it's unconventional. If you were to pretty print this is the way that I would say to do it. What do we got? Register ID. If I wanted to pretty print this, the JavaScripty way to pretty print this would be json.stringify null 2. That would be the JavaScripty way to do it. The toJSON, whatever. toJSON is meant as an internal implementation detail. It is a public API of an object if it has it, but it's not generally something that you expose like that. It's because it's a private implementation detail that's publicly necessary for the way that JSON stringification works. If something has a toJSON function, then the toJSON function will be called on every object in the tree. If it has a toJSON, the toJSON will be called. But that's just the way that JSON.stringify works. It's not something you generally expose. But anyway, let's go in here. And this is my identity, right? Equals. And then, oh, crap. Yeah, because that did not, it didn't actually do that in a friendly way. So I'm actually going to have to do exactly what I said here in order to save this. So I'm going to need JSON.stringify and then null and then 2, right? And so now, whoops, this is what I would want to be able to copy and paste, is this output. This is the copy paste output right there, boom. Except that in this case, I don't want it to be prettyfied. So I'm going to get rid of the 2. I want it to be just one line because I'm going to take this identity and I'm going to put it in my .env file. So identity. And then I'm going to need to put that all in quotes, and let's make sure there are no, yeah, this is good. Public keys, data. Meh. All right. Okay. Make note of returned identity. Done. All right. Retrieve the identity. Do I really need to do all of this? A register name for identity. Retrieve a name. Could I mean, I started going down this path because I figured, well, I might as well just go through the whole quick start. And I still think that's probably the right thing to do. I will finish the quick start. I will finish the tutorial. Submit documents, retrieve documents? I'm intrigued by this. I'm very intrigued by this because of where I work. Submit some data to an application on the Dash platform. Note document. Doc properties. Okay. This has got to be this just, it feels, why does this feel out of order? An identity ID goes here. Message, doc properties. Can we have arbitrary properties? I don't know what this is. I'm not gonna go down this route, but I'm gonna look at this later. I'm gonna ask Ryan. You and I are you're gonna explain to me what this is. Yeah, we'll get you on a call sometime. And this drive thing. Okay. Retrieve an identity. Top up an identity's balance. Great. Let's do it. Okay, so this is my retrieve an identity, example identity. Wait, I already did this. Identity ID goes here. Okay, so let's go in here first, and let's say that all we really need from this identity right now is the identity underscore ID. I see some comments coming in the corner of my eye. To be honest, I'm kind of getting, I don't know if this is actually the path I need to be going down. I started on it because it said quick start. But do I really need all of this? Because I don't feel like I needed the connect to a network bit. I don't think that introduction. I think create and fund a wallet makes a lot of sense. The stuff about identities, I don't know if I really need an identity. I think that I might just quit halfway here because I'm guessing that identities are probably more related to contracts and documents than payments. So I might just, yeah, I think I started on this path because I thought I was doing a quick start for getting paid, but that's not what this really is. Yeah, I think I'm going to abandon this. I'm going to go just a touch further, just to top up an identity's balance. Well, no, I'm going to keep going. I'm curious to see what this is. I don't think this is quite the right thing, but maybe it'll give me more context and help me later on. So I'm going to go through the next couple of things here. So we're going to retrieve the identity. And this is probably one of those terrible things where I'm going to, and I will check comments in just a second. Okay. Identity get. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did in the other one. Let me go register ID. Do I need anything here? Identities to get, yeah. So let's go up here. Let's do let identity ID equal. That is so weird to say identity ID. It's like PIN number, but it's more like personal identification PIN. That's what it's like. Process.env.identity ID. And then identity ID, right? And we'll leave that be because it'll give us colored stuff. Okay, let me run this and then I'll check comments while this runs because it's probably going to take 30 seconds or something, right? Okay. Remember to save your identity. I did save my identity. That was several minutes ago. Oh, sorry. I didn't see that one come in. Cool. Noted. It seems we have much bigger problems than that, though. Like the fact you're still going down the Dash platform route with usernames identified when that's not live yet. Wait. Well, this is what it said. Quick start. It told me what to do. Not your fault, of course. Our docs need work. Yeah, so I was thinking the Dash Evo stuff was the more edgy stuff. Maybe I skipped past Dash platform. Maybe this is where it says that this is this looks like the right thing, Dash Gabbit. That I got. Okay, let's just confirm here that because let's make this defensible. Let's steelman this, right? So you saw what I went through. I went to, I don't know what I went to, but eventually I went to business and I tried to go down this path and this didn't lead me to something to, what I wanted is here's code to copy and paste to put on your website or here's if I'm a business, here's an as a service solution that you can get up and running and start accepting Dash payments now, right? So that didn't lead me down the right path. I went down developers, okay, and client libraries that speak your language. Quick start. Is that not how I got here? That's how I got here. Quick start. That's it. That's what I did. Create and fund a wallet. Yeah. So yeah, I think that right there, it just steelman the position that you need to have that conversation you need to have. Yeah. Okay. Well, then I am going to go down this just a little bit further. Okay. Identity retrieved. Isn't this exactly the same thing? All right. I'm a little confused though with the balance because what is that? Why is my balance such a large number? I thought I only got a total of 4 Dash from the faucets. So why is my balance gigango? Or is it that is this measuring a much smaller unit and then it's, when you create an identity, you give it a balance? I didn't even pay attention. Register ID. Did I tell it that I was going to give it some money or something? I did not. Does it have to have? I don't know what that means. Anyway, retrieve an identity. Okay, I don't know what that's good for. Top up an identities balance. All right, I created a wallet. I registered an identity. Yep. Duffs. It's a duff. That's dash dust. Is that the dash dust is duffs? Okay. All right, so I'm going to take my wallet. I create an identity from my wallet. I top it up. Does it cost money to top up an identity? This is cool. All right, I'm not actually going to do this. I changed my mind again. I'm not actually going to do this, but I do want to look at it. Retrieve an account's identities. But it says identity. Okay, register a name for an identity. So this is where this piques my interest. All right, so I get a list of IDs that are associated with an account. Great. All right, register a name for an identity. Cool, cool. Where does identity name goes here dot dash? Ah, yes. Yes, very yes. Love where this is going. Of course, we talked about this already, but just to see it in the documentation, I love where this is going. Are y'all doing anything with unstoppable domains or any of those? The Brave browser, any of that stuff? Okay, cool. So we tag an identity, and then I'm guessing at some point we'd learn how to do retrieve a name based on resolve. What? Retrieve name? No, this is not retrieving a name. This is retrieving an identity by name. Interesting. Dollar signs in here? Kind of weird. That's typically for not public APIs, but private details. So if these were private, if you're saying, hey, don't depend on these, don't expect these to be here, dollar sign makes sense in front of those. But you don't generally use a dollar sign for things that are public API stuff, unless you're Angular. Which case you do. Okay, so I'm done with this. This is not the right place to be. You've confirmed it's not the right place to be. I was getting kind of bored of it because I started thinking, okay, I'm going down the right path, and then I click next, and then, it's interesting. So some of it's interesting, some of it's boring, but I'm not in the right place. By the way, for those of you that are joining in, hi, I'm A.J. O'Neill. I have been sponsored by a member of the Dash community, Ryan, who's actually in the chat right now, to do this session where, and I actually do want to use Dash as a method of, because it's a niche community. It's digital payment, digital currency. It's a cryptocurrency, but to figure out how to accept Dash payments and the benefit for me, other than that, this video is my first sponsored video, huzzah, hurrah, is that that I do have the potential of attracting these Dash users to a couple of my apps that I'm building, because they're looking for places to spend Dash, and a lot of them are kind of techie people, and they're interested in some of the things that I am doing. Not necessarily that they know that, but I know what I'm doing, and I know, that they're interested in some of this privacy and decentralized stuff, obviously. So it's a good fit. But anyway, what was I going to make note of here is that this one is not the right one, because this is taking us down wrong roads here. All right, so that one's not the right one. Not released yet. Okay. All right, so we're going to close out of this. And I'm going to go back to what I thought I was supposed to do before I got derailed by the documentation. which is I'm just going to go to my little passphrase.js here. I'm going to generate a mnemonic for myself, which I could be wrong, but I don't think that I need the dash mnemonic generator. I think it's the standard library. I'm sure it'll tell me if it isn't. So let me go in here. I mean, I guess I could just use the one that's there, but let's comment that out. That's just, every vote that I have goes against using the word mnemonic. All right, I guess I'll just rename, I'll create a different file. That's what I'll do. So I'm going to call this .env.evo. And then I'm going to create a new .env. I guess I don't actually need to put that in there, but, and I'm going to call this passphrase. I'm no longer trying to adhere to the documentation. It's too difficult. I don't want to do it. I'm calling this passphrase. All right, we need to get out of here. We want to leave this up. That's going to be, well, we don't have to. We've got that link already. All right, this is where I'm going back to. I don't care about generating this. Really, it'd be awesome if y'all just had a website for generating that thing. Or had a way that you gave it a storage path and said if you don't have one, it stores it. Say in, if I was going to do this for real, I would probably put this in .config dash, or maybe dash pay. Dash pay might be more appropriate. And then I would chmod this to a-rwx.config-pay. And then I would just give myself rwx-pay. And then I would do the same thing. Let's see, .config-pay. I don't know what I'd want this to be. Maybe config.json or something. I'll just call it env. And then I do the same thing here. I guess I could just do 0600. There we go. So yeah, if we wanted a nice client library that was for somebody to use, that would maybe be a good place to put it. We could call it config.json if we wanted JSON, or env, or .env or something. I don't know. But anyway, just thinking about a way to make this easier so that people don't have to copy and paste. Just have part of it, have a save to this file in this format, whether it's save it in this file as JSON or save it in an env file. Generate a receiving address. I see some comments popping up. I'm going to check that in just a second. All right. So I think this probably was the right thing. I was just trying to follow the docs. I was trying to go the happy path. And again, let me just grab this from the other place. I got to keep in mind to keep an eye on the Discord too. There's too many things to keep track of while you're trying to stream, though, Yeah, definitely, especially with Dash's focus on being user-friendly and trying to attract a certain type of community. Mnemonic is just not the right way. It's just not the right way to do it. not the right thing to call it. It's too confusing. And again, if we're creating an instance of dash, it should just be called lowercase dash. And you know what I'd prefer is if it was just, if I could just do require dash.create client like that. That'd be nicer, but that's neither here nor there. Lots of code follows this pattern. It's just weird to use new in JavaScript at all, period, because different rant for a different time. And I will check comments in a second. I'm just going to keep up with this for a moment. Let's see. So there's nothing for me to do there. All right, this is a little bit, I kind of like the format of this a little bit better, and that it's basically, okay, here's some code, here's some code, here's some code, and I'm just going to add the code to a file. I do want to wrap all of this in an async main function. And then we could do the whole main dot catch function e console dot error e. Oh, so back to a conversation from about an hour ago or so with the try catch finally. I think the reason people are saying that they think that a promises finally would only execute after would execute after a dot catch, but a dot then would not execute after a dot catch. I think that the reason that they're thinking that is because in Java, unrelated to JavaScript, there's a try catch finally, and in that one, as in JavaScript, try catch finally is a single scope. So if you declare something inside of the try, I believe that that variable is available in both the catch and the finally. So try catch is one of those weird things where it doesn't follow all the same rules as the other parts of the syntax. It's an exceptional case, no pun intended. But so normal block scope, if you're in a block scope language, which JavaScript traditionally is not, would be a whole block. But I think that try catches, even in block scope languages, are scoped to the try catch finally. So the reason you would have a finally block is if you wanted something that was declared either in the try or in the catch to still be available in scope, you would put it in the finally. But when you exit the finally, anything that was declared in the try or in the catch would no longer be in scope. And this is actually true in JavaScript, which is the exception to the way that var works. Okay, now let me catch up on all these comments. Okay, Dash platform isn't live on mainnet. It's a fancy new version that will come out in a few months. See here, so what's Dash core versus platform? Whatever. Okay, that balance is in sats. Yeah, Satoshis, or is that the same thing as Satoshis? The smallest unit of Dash, like cents to dollars, but instead of 100 cents per dollar, it's 100 million sats to Dash. Yeah, those numbers are, the problem with cryptocurrencies, and you and I have discussed this, Ryan, is that the numbers are both too big and too small. If you pick the smallest unit, then to talk about a single whole unit is incomprehensibly large. People can't hold that in their brain. And if you're talking about the large unit, then the decimal places get so small if you're talking about something that you'd purchase with that you can't hold it in your brain. I need to be able to buy bread in some unit that's relatively round, 0.110, maybe 0.05. You know, I need something that is in the hundreds on either side range in order to, you know, because when we talk about how much money do you make? Oh, I make 60K, right? We need ways to look at things in less than 1,000. And when we write and speak, we make our numbers less than 1,000 because that's how we can reason about them. If we start to have more than about 5 digits to worry about, it's too many significant digits. We can't handle it. Okay. I know a guy bought all of my possible names and users, so I have to pay him for them. Duffs are the Dash version of sats. Yeah. Let's see. Lol. Mnemonic. Yeah. Mnemonic. Delicious. Mnemonic. Yeah. I think I did that one earlier. By the way, CryptoSpace, you can use passphrase on top of mnemonics for creating extra safe wallets. The point is that they are not the same. No. This is a passphrase, okay? Now you can have a password, you can, and you could have an arbitrary passphrase, but the mnemonic is just a passphrase with a dictionary, okay? So stop co-opting and appropriating words that already existed. Everybody, just the whole world, you know? It's like every buzzword in existence does not mean whatever it was supposed to mean. And then technical people sometimes do really dumb things, like the word mnemonic. I feel like I'm got constipated. Let's see. Trust Ryan, not the same. No. Look, I'm sorry, but as a common man, I am well equipped to tell you that you're wrong. Okay? Nobody can say that word or spell it on the first try. It's wrong. It's just wrong. Don't do it. If this was some sort of text for a doctor or a physician, and it's like, oh yes, it's the mnemonic nerve. Careful not to abstrate the psionic tension by the mnemonic nerve. Sure, great. We can write it off as Latin or Greek and be done with it. But no, you cannot be the digital currency that has the balls that in your oh, I forget what do you call this, above the fold, that above the fold you have no mention of blockchain or cryptocurrency, right? So you're trying to appeal to a certain group of people. Grab a coffee. No other cryptocurrency has the balls to say, grab a coffee above the fold in their, hey, this is what we're trying to do in the world, right? And then you're going to tell me that Mnemonic is how I'm supposed to, safeguard my wallet? No. But I guess if you've already co-opted the term and you don't want to double co-opt the term, well, your fault for co-opting the term in the first place. When you take a dictionary like that, it's not a mnemonic. It's a passphrase. It's a phrase, or maybe I don't know. But this has got to go. If you want to call it dictionary wordless, and it's not dictionary because that'd be the whole dictionary. I'm moving on. Okay, so I got the confirmed balance. All right, and I don't need this. The one thing is these examples are made a little bit more complicated than necessary because they're written as though you're going to do this in the console, but the thing is you're not, right? So await dash is ready. Yeah, but you're going to run these inside of a function and it should be written as such. I kind of get, so at the top, what you need is a function that's main, an async main function, and then just put / ... stuff goes here, because you've already got this indented. Look at the indentation here. So this one is more inward, and this one's already more out. So the indention's already there as if it were in a function. So we can just go ahead and put the await. You don't need to, because this is just awkward. Do you see? It's just awkward. And it's even more awkward. Yeah, it's awkward. And maybe some of this API stuff could, because get unused address doesn't quite make sense. Okay, I guess this is my question. How does it know whether or not an address has been used? Is it registering an address in some fashion? Is there some sort of config file that's been generated? Let's see. I don't see anything that looks like a config file here. Is it messing around in my, there was no dash here before, right? No, there's no dash here. There's no dash here. So how would it know whether an address is used or not? Maybe I just didn't, two different types, external, which are those used to receive money, internal, which is used for the chance of a payment. What? for the chance of a payment you do to someone. Grammar police are going to throw some people in jail. I don't know what that means. For your privacy, you might want to generate a new address each payment. Yeah. Okay. Okay, maybe this was not written by an English speaker. So no offense if that's the case. I'm starting to notice that this may not be written by someone who is native English. Okay, get total balance. All right, so we're going to do this. Okay, so the thing here that might be a problem is I should probably do testnet here too, right? And then just have a comment, change when you want to really spend money. Maybe I should go back to using the other Mnemonic because I've already got money on there, right? Get unused address. All right, and then I'm going to display balance. And again, we can just await this. This is a good place to just put in a, put in a console.log right here. So new address, console.log. Go to one of these faucets and fill up yo address. And we don't need console.log because this is actually console.info. It's not a debug that we're going to remove. It's something that we have there on purpose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's put this in. Yeah, we'll make this a nice little demo that can work in a cool way. Let's see. What did I want to do? One of these right here. Yeah, we'll take one of these 3. Actually, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do it this way. Better way. By the way, for those of you joining in, feel free to ask related or unrelated comments. Just you can ask me about programming in general. I'm going to be a little bit short on things that aren't. I'm going to answer stuff, but if it's something that's just a little bit more outside of what we're currently working on, that's totally fine. Ask me a question. I'll point you to a resource or something, or I'll peg it for later and have you ping me when we do a session and we talk about that thing or something to ask the question again. Okay, URL, console.info, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I guess we could just do it this way. Let's do it this way. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna make a really nice little quick start thing out of this. That's what we're gonna do. I've screwed this up so bad. There we go. I don't know. It might kind of be a bad habit. I no longer format my code. I save instead. But sometimes because my code's not formatted and I'm pasting things in or whatever, and I don't fix it while I'm doing it, it takes me a little second to figure out. Okay, wait, why is this not formatting when I save? Okay. Dash is ready. Bonesaw is ready. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I wish I had this in a little snippet cheat sheet. I have it somewhere. Where do I have it? I have it in the PayPal stuff. I'm going to go into, let's see if we have the PayPal stuff on here. Did I move it over since the new computer, test.js? And we have process dot, do we have standard in? Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, there we go. All right, so I'm going to close this out. Here's the thing about Vim. If you want a buffer to work, well, I guess I could just save it to a buffer, right? So let me do this. I'm going to save this to a buffer. Because if you just copy to the default buffer and you've already got an instance of Vim open, then the buffers might be different between the two Vim instances. And so you have to close one, then open the other. And then, but if I give it a named buffer, which I can do with quote, and then let's just call this A, and then I'm going to yank. Then I think even without closing that one, I should be able to go in here and do a, whoops, quote A and then paste. That did not work. That did not work at all. Let me try that one more time. And I think I saw a comment. I'll check that in just a second. I might have just saw myself typing. Okay. Yanked into A. Maybe I could yank into something else other than A, just in case they both have an A. Let's yank into D, right? Oh, whoops, crap. That's not what I meant to do. All right. Quote D, Y. Yanked into D. Okay. Quote, dang it. Quote D, paste. Oh, that did not work. That was not the right thing. Let's try that one more time. Quote D, paste. Nope. Quote D, paste. Oh, okay. So that's not going to work for me. That's not what I thought it was going to do. I thought that I would be able to copy and paste between two OpenVim instances. Didn't work. Now if I open it, this should work. Yes. Okay. So we're going to do it like this. All right, and then say, did you fill up yo bucket? Hit the any key to continue. Cool. And then we should sleep for a few seconds. All right, let's see if this will run now. I'm going to rename this from Gen Adder to Quick Start. I did something wrong. I'm going to fix it. And I'll look at comments in just a second. Is ready. Dash is ready. What did I do wrong? Client is ready. Client dash new client Mnemonic that thing. It's not a constant. All right, what did I do wrong here? Require dash. Okay, and I'm calling main. Am I sure there's only one is ready or there's two is readies? There's two is readies, right? Why do we call is ready more than once? I'm just going to get rid of the second one. I'm guessing that it's not necessary. I'm guessing that we just need one is ready. That really, those two things go together. New dash client, network testnet. Sorry, I'm going to look at the comments in just a second. Network testnet. Wallet. Wait, hold on. New client. But I don't. All right, here's another confusing thing. Wallet and mnemonic don't. Documentation's on conflict. Which is it? Do I nest it under wallet or do I not nest it under wallet? Okay. Is ready. Okay, so by all accounts, whoops. I should dash.isReady should exist. I didn't misspell it, right? All right, let's sanity check here. Line 14, line 14. Okay. All right, let me look again. What am I doing wrong here? I am client, new client is ready. What? Okay, now I'm going to look at comments and let my brain unfart for a second. It's okay to be mad at a word. Okay, let me go back. Wow, tons of comments. It's just a difference of terminology, not a big deal. Call it what you want. Well, it is a big deal because we, you know, I'm not going to bring up politically charged topic that immediately comes to mind. We have to have shared vocabulary to speak about things. I'm not a native speaker, and I was saying right. Okay, so here's the thing, Josue. Uh, Mnemonic is Latin, not English. And I actually would think that particularly people that are in Eastern Europe would probably be able to spell it and say it very easily because they are used to multiple consonants going together at the beginning of a word, whereas English speakers are generally not used to having multiple consonants at the beginning of a word. And the way that we emphasize our syllables, the cadence of our speech, doesn't lend itself to words like mnemonic very well. Um, and we don't use a phonetic alphabet in English. So I actually, it is fairly phonetic. We're not used to phonetic things. Our vowels are overloaded, where every vowel literally produces the sound of every other vowel, and it's only by and that's not helping my case at all because it seems like it should be easier, but it's not. It's not. It's a strange word. Anyway, um, I'll explain for real. I'll use mnemonic. The word mnemonic means a device such as a pattern of letters, ideas, or associations that assists in remembering something, and that's what they started. Uh, no one's gonna remember that. Okay. Um, I mean, 12 words is memorable. You can the average person with training could memorize 12 words for an hour. I don't think I could memorize the 12 words for a week. Okay. Um, that's why they started being a way for people to write and remember easily their private keys back when they were only 12 words long. Right. Now it's easy to remember that it's not as easy to remember 24 words long, but it's still more manageable and easier um, if there is something wrong with them and easier to write to a paper. Yeah, I agree. So I'm really sorry about those crazy confusions, but the word mnemonic and its uh, and, and its use precedes computational term of passphrase. Sure, but the same thing with meme in a way. But meme's easy to spell. Meme makes sense. Meme's short. Meme. Anyway, it's just a random term that was pulled out of. Yeah, sure. Hope the rant helps. But get east. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. You bring up valid points. You do, but it's wrong. It still is. It's doesn't feel good in the mouth. It's not right for this use case. 12 word is still secure enough. Yeah, sure. Even Andreas Ant would concur with that. Yeah, I think anybody who understands that quantum computers are fairy tale and that 128-bit security, we only have 256-bit security because the military has ciphers that predate computer where there was a measurable amount of time that it would take to break a cipher. And so they have three classifications. It was secret, top secret, or confident, classified, secret, and top secret, or something like that. And so the different information was used with different ciphers. And when they translated that into digital, the books were still in play. And so they created something that was more than secure enough for all the foreseeable future forever, but then they had to make more of it, and they eventually just added some padding and applied the same algorithm but with more numbers for no real reason other than that there was a thing that said that different ciphers needed to be used, and so they just there was no reason to go beyond 128 bits of security. Okay. Use them from time to time, not in my ledger. There's a lot of people with very good memory around me. So yeah, sure. I just don't think that most people have very good memory. So again, I'm approaching this, I feel like I'm approaching this from a similar perspective as what Dash is for, right? Dash makes sense from the perspective of, boom, get paid, shop, pay bills. This is the vision of Dash, right? This is the vision of Dash. Not hoard money from the government, the world's out to get you, privacy is the first principle. That's not what's on the website here. What's on the website is, hey, we've got computers, we've got digital currency. Let's make it easy to do the things that you do with money. That's what their message is. That's where I'm coming from, right? And that's a good message. That's the message that I can get behind. I believe in some of the other stuff too, but I just don't believe that it's actually going to be effective. And every Kickstarter campaign that's built on privacy gets funded. And if the products ship, that's the only time they ship, right? Moral values don't create lasting change in an economy. You have to have a feature that is a benefit that everybody wants, because people always sacrifice their moral values for convenience and the 7 deadly sins, right? It's one thing to, when you're in your sanctum sanctorum, to tell yourself, yes, I believe in privacy. Yes, I believe in power to the people. But it's another thing when you walk out the door and you interact in the real world, and then all of a sudden all that goes out the window and you're on Facebook, right? And so Dash can potentially reach the moral vision. If we want things to be more secure, we want them to be more personal, we want them to be better in this spiritual way. But they appeal to the practical of it. And so again, that's kind of where the developer ethos should not try to match the ethos of the Bitcoin community, because the community ethos is not trying to match the ethos of the Bitcoin community, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm a little bit sad here because this looks like the right stuff. I am really confused as to what went different. I think that I think I may have just, did I typo something? Wasn't there an is ready or something like that over here? We don't have an is ready here, do we? Is ready? Do we? Okay, all right, let's just look for client. Just in the JS code, maybe. All right, so we have client.platform, client disconnect, client, get wallet, client. Okay, so everywhere it's called client, there is no get ready. Let's see where it's called dash. What do we have there? Whoops. So we have an is ready here. I'm guessing that this documentation must just be for an older version of the API. All right, let's go this. I'm just going to try to look between the two pieces of documentation. I'm going to imagine that there is no dash is ready, but we can do dash await. Didn't we have a get unused in the other one? No, we don't need to await that one. How in the world could it do that synchronously? How could it possibly know that the address has not been used? By what metric can it gather this? That seems such a strange. I mean, if we just say get random, I'd feel good about that. But why are we calling it get unused? What is the way by which we could possibly know? Is it that as part of... No, is there something... All right, let me go back to the, what was it, Gen Wallet or whatever? No, I don't want Gen Mnemonic. Well, sure, let's take a look at that. Create wallet, so that's async. Get wallet account. Sure. Do we need to get account? This is probably what we need to do. Let's try this. Did I just miss something? Okay. Yeah, I bet. I think the API has changed. I think the documentation is way off. Let's try it like this. Is that right? Can that be right? What was my other one? Get unused address was where? Connect. Get unused address comes from. This comes from. That's export wallet. No. This is get wallet account. Okay. We'll do a little bit of mix and match with the API here. Account is defined but never used because I should do right here. So sorry, I have got to figure out what this is just bugging the daylights out of me to not know what the implementation detail is here. Let's take a look at that. Let's clear the screen again. Let me bring this up. Okay, all of this, right? Get unused address, get unused address, get unused address. New wallet function. Oh, and we've got this here. That's spec. So I think I found the right place. All right, let's check comments again. Wait, what did I do here? Oh, I need to go to... Oh, I should read that comment out loud. Oh. There we go. Yeah. So wait, maybe, okay, let's go back then. Where did this say to go for documentation? Did I grab the wrong docs? Am I supposed to be in wallet lib? This repository has been archived. Okay, this is not cool. Everywhere I go, it's telling me things are deprecated. So it would the other SDK that I first went to was archived. Told me to go to this one that's the new version. This one is telling me, okay, where do I go to get the... Oh, sorry, that was dependencies. Oh, I see what happened. What happened was when I clicked on documentation, it couldn't scroll down any further than this. And so it left me here rather than having this up there. Okay. So that doesn't, that might as well have just linked from when I click on documentation, that might as well just link directly to there rather than bringing me down here. Whatever. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. This is what I'm looking at, is it not? Yes. Yes. Yes, it is. Okay, you got too many deprecation notices, and the things that they lead to are also deprecated that they don't have deprecation notices. Bah. Where does one edit the documentation? If I edit this folder, then... Oh, here's it getting started. Last month. What does this do? Okay, this should have a readme.md. Definitely should not have this in the quick start because no one's going to know what the heck a contract ID is. And should I use this or what? Where is this documentation published? Make a payment. This is definitely incomplete. Absolutely 100%. This is nowhere near the level of the other stuff in terms of giving explanation, which I like things to be terse, honestly. I prefer the code to tell me what I'm doing rather than having to read paragraphs. It is nice to have a note. Here's this cool thing that you can know about this. It gives you context to understand. Love it. But this is actually some of the stuff I'd move to a comment. Pass null to generate a mnemonic. Read a document. This is really cool. Is this live or is this not live? This document stuff. We got to talk about this document stuff. Yeah, I think there's definitely a schism between the way that the documentation is, that the technical documentation does not match the ethos of the landing page. And I get that obviously developers are different people, but I don't know that you're really, maybe, are you targeting a generic blockchain enthusiast, or are you targeting someone who wants to be able to do digital payments easier? And it happens to be a blockchain that's used to do that. Because the ethos of the two, I think, should agree, and they don't. But that's okay. Anyway, what did I want to do? Oh, address, unused, skip equals 0. Keys, this.store.wallets. Okay, this.store. Where does store come from? Get unused addresses from the store. So basically, yeah, and it's using this and stuff. And yeah, see, you can't, well, you can because people do, but you can't be mixing and matching this const crap and anonymous functions and this and then regular functions. And there's too many different programming paradigms going on here. Pick one and stick with it and be consistent, right? If you're going to use the stupid arrow functions, then don't use this, right? Because then whatever. I'm never going to win that argument. People are just going to be inconsistent and mix and match paradigms and create code that makes no sense from whatever. I don't even know how to finish the sentence. Okay, so there is a store, but what I'm not told is where that store is coming from. Get an unused address from the store. And see, and this, here's the other thing, is this, yeah, it's missing use strict, I agree. This doesn't have, so there's thisness here, right? See, this, but this doesn't actually belong to a type of structure that would have a thisness. So this is kind of hacking. Whatever. Let's find out where it's assigned to something. So because the thisness has to come from somewhere, right? What was that function? Get unused address. I know I'm a little bit on a tangent now, but the thing is, I want to know where this is coming from. Okay, I don't see any of that anywhere. So let's try this instead. Can we get this? Where is my stuff being stored? Methods. Okay, that is just a weird thing to do. I think most people can agree that this is a weird thing to do, to separate functions of a class into different files. Normally you put all of the functions for a class in the same file, right? So yeah, oh my gosh, you're mixing and matching. You've got classes, you got prototypes, there's too many different paradigms going on here. But again, I'm not going to have to look at this code, generally speaking, so I guess it doesn't matter. And then it's also using ES3 mixed with ES6 and... bah. All right, this is really, really obtuse. All right, wallet.storage.store. Storage. Where does storage come from? I get the sense that this should be, maybe if I keep reading, maybe I'll see where storage is. Because it seems like that's something that I'd need to know. I need to know, where am I storing my wallet at, right? Just as a general concept. Oops. Generate a receiving address. Store. Quick start. That's where I was in the quick start, wasn't I? Where are the stores handled? All right, where'd wallet come from? Get next account for wallet. Yeah, there's so many mix and match things going on here. That's not possible. Oh, duh. Right here. All right, I'm going to look a little bit further and then I'll be done with this. Okay, that goes there. Get next unused. Okay. Ugh. All right, is storage defined here? Account extends, constructor, wallet. So the wallet, okay, so account came from somewhere. All right, is there a file called storage something or other? Let me just look for that real quick. Nope, there's no file called storage. Is there a file called store? Do I have a .wallets or something? Where in the heck is this stuff going? All right, I give up. I move it on. I'll come back to that later. Quick start. Back to quick start. Okay, I'm going to check comments here. Okay, no additional comments. All right. So we have account. We have get unused addressed. How? What I don't know is, do we have SDK documentation, just straight API documentation on this? Just a browse functions kind of thing. Wait, how did I get here? No, this is the wrong one again. That's not the one we want to be on. Does this one have... Is this one that we want to be on? This is the one we want to be on. Where is the API documentation? Identities, contracts, documents, names, wallet, client is right. That's wrong. Complete list of wallet accounts, wallet. Where's the storage? Signing, encrypt, decrypt. I did see a message about storage earlier, which I wasn't worried about because I was just doing testnet stuff, but I figured, as part of the, I didn't even really think about it, but now it seems that, yeah, as part of the quick start, we'd say, oh, you store your wallet in this file. And here's how you specify what the file is and make sure that the permissions are correct. Because this is the kind of thing where you probably would want to make sure the permissions are correct. Anyway, we're moving on. We're moving on to... Let's see. Huh. I wonder if I need that standard and not pause there. This should work now, I think. Except we need account. We can't do dash.account. Wallet is not initialized. Okay, because this needs to be nested under wallet. That's the kind of thing where you could issue a deprecation notice. But if these docs are years out of date, literally years out of date, then I'd understand it wouldn't have a deprecation notice. But if these docs are not years out of date, then this is the type of thing where it should say, oh, you're trying to do this, but this option now is nested under this thing. Whatever. Without any adapter specified. Yes. Data will not persist, but it does not. So first of all, it's not called adapter in the code. In the code, it's called storage. I could be wrong. Maybe it's called adapter somewhere in the code. I don't think, we don't have the word adapter here. Can we search here? Do we have adapter here anywhere? No results. No results for adapter. Let's go to the other one. How did we get to the other one? Let me go back to my own notes. Was it here? I got too many things open again. Need to close them out. No, that's not what I was looking for. Okay. I can close out of this. We don't need this right now. Close out of this. This one I can close out of, I suppose. Is this the same one? Yeah, it's the same one. It's just different place in the examples. Okay, docs. See if we have anything about adapter in here. Nope. 0 results for adapter. All right. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. Does this have a search function? It does. Is there a reference to adapter? There's no reference to adapter. So, not referenced in the quick start. Not referenced in any of the documentation as per the search, but who knows if the search actually works, right? Yeah. Okay. Holy moly, why is this still running? What happened? Something went wrong. Maybe I need to put in the unsafe options. Do I have to? I don't think I have to register an ID, right? All right, so let's see. New address. Console.log. I mean, nothing should happen there, right? Let's just put this in here. All right, debug. What? Created client. And then what? New address. Get unused address. Yeah, I didn't see anything come out. So let's just go with, let's try this again. Okay, debug created client. Great. Did take kind of a long time to load that code. This is a M1 Max with 400, was it gigabit memory bandwidth? So it's loading a lot of dependencies, which who knows if it needs them or not, but it's loading a lot of code if it took that long just to get to the created client message. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. I'm guessing that it's downloading the blockchain before it's going to give me wallet stuff. I'm really not sure. I don't understand why it's stuck here. I'm going to go look at some docs again in a second. All right, folks. Let's see. How long have we been on for? Because it might be time for me to call it a break. 3 hours and 5 minutes. Is that correct? Looks like it is. So we've been on for about 3 hours. Um, and I think that I kind of need to phone a friend at this point because I was feeling really good in terms of I'd found documentation. The documentation looked relatively consistent between the three different places that I found documentation. So I found documentation for stuff that isn't released. That didn't work. I found documentation for stuff that is out of date. Incompatible version, older version, whatever. I found the SDK. I guess maybe I could look more into this. Integration overview. But this does look more like a big picture document, not specific of, hey, how do I do this real quick? And I'm pretty sure Dash Developer Guide, this is the same thing that we were just looking at. Dash Core, Introduction, hash byte order, configuration file. Is this where I needed to be the whole time? Core wallet, configuration file. I don't know that this looks particularly more helpful than what I was at before. Gosh. Core examples, contracts, wallets. Yeah, this seems to be higher level stuff. This doesn't seem to be down at the developer level. This looks like this is different documentation again. Yeah, this doesn't, I don't think this is the right one. Okay, it doesn't show me where transaction comes from. Is that supposed to be a new Bitcore transaction on all of these? This just looks like it's been forked from something else and not renamed. Because this is all saying Bitcore. Is that what, is it supposed to be called Bitcore? Okay, well, hey, everybody, thanks for joining in. I think it's time for me to take a break. I also think that it's time for me to phone a friend because I have a friend. I don't know if he's gonna get me to the point of some answers, or I think I'm just gonna I'll let this run overnight and see if my computer runs out of storage space in the morning. I don't know what it's doing right now. I am going to check activity monitor. That's maybe the last thing I'll do here. Is let's check activity monitor and see if my RAM is piling up. Because if it is, then maybe what it might be is, let's see, what's using the most RAM. Of course, OBS is using a lot of RAM because it's got a memory leak. And it is, it's going to stop working soon. Oh, we've actually had some dropped frames today, probably because of the memory leak in OBS is causing things to stop. Whoa, hey, look. Hey, it worked. Okay, so here's an address. We're going to need to, okay, Okay, so we're going to go a few more minutes because it worked-ish. So it must have been downloading. I must need to make that number bigger. I don't know how much bigger. I don't know if I go up by, what is it? If I go up to 600,000 or, how do I find out what the block height is? I really wish my linter would work with the latest JavaScript number style. This is really obnoxious that it gets confused by this, because that's really a much better way to write numbers in most modern languages. I think all modern languages support that now, meaning Node, Go, and Rust. Okay, anyway, so let me just save this. Quickstart.js.txt. I'm just going to throw that in there as a note. That's my address. Okay, so let me go here to these faucets. All right, that one's dry. Let's try the next one. All right, enter my dash, mag zb. All right, and then let's go to this other one here, and I'll enter in my dash R6. There's no reason for these things not to be secure. No more dash for you. Maybe this is actually the same as before, this address, because maybe every single time that it goes to get an unused address, maybe because there's no storage adapter, maybe it's getting the same 0 index every single time. All right, I filled up my bucket. I got a confirmation. Let's hit enter to continue. And it was able to give my balance. And then, why didn't it exit? Did I not have the disconnect? Oh, I guess I need to have the then, and then do dash.disconnect. Yeah. So I guess I would need to make this here, let's say. I don't know why I said let's say. That seems like a dumb thing to say. I don't know how that would be meaningful. All right. So prints out balance, right? And then when it's done, it should disconnect, right? Disconnect. Do we just disconnect dash? Yeah, okay. Cool. All right, I'm going to see if I can bump this number really high. Let's just see, play a little binary bingo here real quick. What happens if we bump it to 600,000? I'll give it 10 seconds. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to bump it to 700,000. I'm a friend and I can help you, but as painful as this was to watch, we needed to know what a good developer would go through without assistance. This has gone exactly how I thought it would. Our docs are in a terrible state. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you got your money's worth. Okay, it took more than 10 seconds. Let's bump it to higher. I'll give it another 10 seconds and we'll see how high it goes. And yeah, the OBS is going to crash any minute. All right, this is taking too long. Okay, how high do I have to go? Part of me worries that if it goes beyond the synchronization number, that it'll just wait for it to reach that high. All right. So the most important thing that I need to figure out to pick up for session 2, which I guess will be maybe it'll be good enough to call that part 3, because I did a part 2 somewhere in the middle of here. But I think the biggest thing that I need to know is what do I need to do for the storage adapter? And maybe I can just look up, Bitcore storage adapter. Well, is that going to work? Nope. Dash pay, dash core storage adapter. Dash pay storage adapter. Too many different terminologies. You're gonna have if I can get the details for the storage adapter, the storage options, then if I can figure out how those get passed in, then I think I could make some meaningful progress in the next session. Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and share with someone that you like. Share on Twitter or on Facebook or on, if there's like a retweet option on YouTube, I think there is these days, whatever. But don't do what Kanabadidibadabibin just did and be a bot and spam me. Although I am grateful to see that the bots are taking interest in me, because I think that's generally a good sign that things are being spread. But yeah, please spread. Usually most of the stuff I've done recently has been in Node, and there's a couple of different projects I'm bouncing around. You can see the different things on YouTube and Twitch. But yeah, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Twitch. If you didn't like it, give it a big fat thumbs down. Either because you didn't like me, or you didn't like my face, or you didn't like this thing that's going on with Dash and the docs. You just, give a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Just give the thumbs down first and then do the thumbs up afterwards, But anyway, all of that goofiness aside, thanks for all the comments. Thanks for the help. I appreciate Josue. It's always fun to have you on. Or I don't know if fun's the right word. Educational. I appreciate having you on. And Ryan, of course, who both was a sponsor of this on behalf of Dash, and give me a little bit of nudge here and there. And with that, I'm out. We're gonna take a break. And then hopefully when we come back to the next session of this, I'll have some option. I'll have this storage stuff figured out, and then we can get to the real work. There's 2 things that I'd like to have figured out, just kind of spoon fed to me. How do I do the storage adapter stuff, and what is the URL protocol that the app is going to recognize, so that when I create the QR code, I have the right protocol prefix, so that I can just then take the protocol prefix, take the dash address, and expect that that it's going to work. And I'm guessing it's dash : / or dash : Anyway, again, finito, adios. I can't say adios yet. Thanks for joining in. Adios.